Yo, what is up guys, the boy IzuKage here with part 3 of what if Eren had a Godzilla Titan. So before we get into this, if you guys have not seen part 2, check that out. It's on KingTitanX's channel, link in description. Not gonna lie, part 2 was a banger. So bro, what are you doing with your life if you haven't checked it out? Anyways, let's get right into the what if. So we're gonna start this off right where King left us. Reiner, Annie, and Bertolt were discussing what they were gonna do against Eren. They were all confused and hopeless, but Reiner spoke up. We lost Marcel, so there's no going back without Eren. But no matter what, we have to keep moving forward like true warriors. And with that, Annie and Bertolt both got just a spark of hope that they can, make it through and get back to the mainland. So with, the time they're out there, they start to come up with a plan, but let's get back to Eren and see what he's up to. He woke up in a dark, empty cell, his arms and legs chained up, and he was unable to move. Eren looked outside his cell and saw Erwin and Levi. There was a moment of silence before Erwin said, "So, Eren, we meet again." And just Eren stayed silent, but Erwin took out a key, the same one that Eren's dad gave him. Eren gave him a death glare and said, "Give it back." Erwin responded, "Whoa there, calm down, I'm just keeping it safe. But I have some questions for you. First of all, what are your intentions? We heard reports that you're a Titan, but yet you want to kill Titans. We just don't understand." Eren thought long and hard about the question, but Levi was getting impatient, and he said, "It's not that hard, just answer the damn question." And Eren looked up at the two, now right next to his cell, and he said, "My intentions, well, aren't they obvious? To exterminate all the Titans. They killed my mother, why would I let them live?" And Erwin got a small smile on his face and he said, he was satisfied with the answer. And he said, "You know what, Eren? I think you'd be useful to the scouts. So if we can work it out with the judge, then I want you to join the scouts." And Eren just didn't really say anything, but Erwin just took it as a yes. So him and Levi walked out. So 2 days later, Hanji and Mike came to take Eren to the court. He is handcuffed, and a pole in the middle of the courtroom was used to hold him in place. So people like Commander Pixis, Erwin, Levi, Mikasa, and Armin, they're all in the stands. So the first to give their plea was the military ranks. This included the Garrison Regiment and the Military Police Regiment. So they said they wanted him to be killed and dissected for knowledge, and Mikasa, hearing this, started balling up her fist in anger. Then the judge asked the scouts to make their plea. Erwin tells them his plan. They want Eren to join their ranks to eventually plug the hole in Wall Maria and reach Eren's father's basement. And someone from in the stands, he shouted out, "Kill him! He'll turn on us and kill us all!" But before he could say anything more, a member of the military police came and kicked him out of the courtroom. So the judge asked Erwin, and he said, "So what will you do if he lashes out? Didn't you see the size of his Titan? We cannot and will not be able to do anything against it." And Levi just cut him off and said, "I have your answer." And he says, "Do you really think he's a threat?" And Levi hops over the railing and went over to Eren and started kicking him over and over repeatedly in the face, and just stomping this guy's head in the ground. And people were going to stop him, but Erwin called them off. And Mikasa, seeing this, she was surprisingly calm. She knows that Eren was durable and he heals pretty quickly. So she really has nothing to worry about, but she's still pissed off that, Eren is being treated like this. So a minute passes and Eren's head is down into the ground. And the judge, he sees Eren beaten on the ground and he's like, "Alright, I'll let Eren join the scouts. But Levi, it's your job to put him in his place if he does anything, if he doesn't follow commands." And Levi just says gladly. So Levi takes Eren to a house in the woods, and there he meets all the other members of the Levi squad, that being Eld, Petra, Olo, and Gunther. And they're all taken there to clean the old house because it's like really disgusting. And this is where we meet the other side of Levi, the clean freak. But he would meticulously get rid of every single dirt particle in the house and have everyone do the same. So after a long hard day of work, everyone gets together in the dining area, and it's nighttime, so all of them are extremely hungry. So they have a feast, eating like Goku or even Luffy. So after they finish eating, everyone's stomach is full to the brim. And the members of the Levi squad I mentioned earlier, they all go to clean up the plates and stuff like that. So Eren is left at the table with Levi and Hanji. And Hanji speaks up and she says, "Eren, I heard you got seriously messed up by Levi." And Eren laughs a bit, which ticks off Levi. And Eren says, "Yeah, those hits, they felt like they were from a baby. You see my face, it's as beautiful as ever." And Levi stomps his foot on the ground and ready to lunge at Eren. But Hanji got up and said, Okay, Eren, we get it. And Levi, you might wanna step out for a bit, cool off." And Levi just scoffs and walks off. So Hanji goes back next to Eren to tell him about her experiments with some of the titans they captured. And she named them Sonny and Bean. She rambles on the entire night, but what useful information she brings up was that their limbs were surprisingly light considering their size, and they drew energy from the sun and only the sun. They didn't need to eat, and they became more docile at nighttime. Eren was pretty interested and asked if he could go see the Titans with her tomorrow morning. And Hanji's eyes glimmered and she nodded over and over yes, definitely. So the next morning, Hanji took Eren to where she kept the Titans. But when they got there, all that was left were just steaming skeleton. Hanji ran over to her babies and cried her eyes out. And Eren was going to tap her shoulder to try give her some reassuring words, whatever he could say, sorry for your loss. But Petra, a member of the Levi squad, she just, she grabbed him and told him it doesn't even make sense you do anything. She'll be like this for a while, so it doesn't really make sense. So after the incident, the scouts tried to figure out who the culprit was, but had no luck. At the end of the day, Eren was supposed to go back to the house where the Levi squad was, but he had some other plans. Eren went out on his own and he started walking the streets where he reached his destination, the Rose Inn. He walked in and it actually looked pretty nice on the inside. It had a kind receptionist and he asked her what room he could find a girl named Mikasa. The lady flipped through her books, then gave Eren a room number. He walked not that far before knocking on the door with the matching number, and Mikasa opens the door in a relaxed close like she was about to go to sleep. And she rubbed her eyes and said, "Who is it?" And Eren said, "Wow, I'm gone for a few days and you don't recognize me?" And Mikasa squinted her eyes and realized that it was Eren. She ran into him, giving him a massive hug, and they actually fell over because of this. And Eren said, all right, you're killing me." And Mikasa lets up a bit and she said, I really missed you." And Eren could feel her tears soaking his shirt, and he just rubbed her head and said, "I missed you too." So the two got up off the ground and Eren said, "Well, I gotta go. Levi's gonna kill me if I stay out too late. I just came to pop in and check if you were okay." And Mikasa said okay, and she said made sure not to die. And Eren gave her a thumbs up and said, "Trust me, I won't." And he walks off. So we have a month time skip. During this time, Erwin and Levi have devised that the Colossal and Armor Titan are also shifters. They didn't know who it was, but it was pretty obvious. So they come up with a plan to survey Wall Maria, but in actuality, it was a way to lure out any Titan shifters by using Eren as bait. How do they know they were after Eren? Just call it a hunch. So the Survey Corps gathers their horses and other resources to go on the mission. The horses were lowered over the wall and everyone was giving their position in the spade formation. So they set off. They went pretty far without encountering any Titans, but let's switch to the position of Armin. He's on the right wing with Reiner, and they were riding when they spot like 2 abnormal Titans to the far east. Armin shoots up a black flare and continues moving, and Reiner out of nowhere asks, he's like, hey, do you know where EREN is? And it's just weird that they would put him on the left ranks. And Armin agreed. He was like, yeah, like I would think they would put him in the center so he would have 360 protection. And Reiner nodded in agreement, and they kept on chatting for a bit. But the squad behind them, just some no-name characters, for reasons you'll find out pretty soon, they were riding when they spotted what to them looks like a regular abnormal Titan, but it was fast. One of the guys shot his black flare, but as he did, the quote-unquote abnormal Titan was already on them. The Titan looks like the muscular system of a female, and it trampled over one of the guys and its horse, killing both of them. And the other managed to escape, but his horse died as well. He was enraged, like it just killed his best friend, the guy, not the horse, just making sure. And using his ODM gear, he hooked onto the Titan, but what he wasn't expecting was that it grabbed his wire and started spinning him around and threw him into the ground. So back to Armin, and they were close enough to see all of this go down, and he shot up another black flare, and he was scared, like this Titan like literally has intelligence. But the female Titan was running straight for them when Reiner decided to be a hero. When the female Titan got close, he jumped off his horse and maneuvered around the Titan, only to get caught in its hand. And Armin, seeing his friend get killed, screamed out in horror, but miraculously, Reiner spun around, cutting its fingers, and escaped. He then ran to Armin, grabbing him, and then ran off into not into the forest, it's just like a wide open plain, but ran over to cover. The female Titan paused for a second, looking at its hand with no fingers, and began running off again towards the center ranks. So let's switch to EREN. He and the Levi squad saw all the black flares in the right wing, and EREN was worried for his friend's safety, but then, EREN saw this forest made up of giant trees in front of them, but a loud, thumping sound could be heard from the right wing. And the whole squad looked to see what it was, and it was this female looking Titan running full speed towards them. As it came closer, they entered the forest, but the Titan was right on their tail. EREN was thinking if he should transform or not, and it was getting closer and closer, meaning he would have little time to choose. He looked down at his hand, ready to bite into it, but Petra, the female member of the Levi squad, stopped him. She said, "EREN, remember, we're a team, and we're always prepared." And he thought about it, and EREN just wanted to take care of whatever this thing was, because they were literally about to die. She's almost stepping on them, but he decided to go with his team. He has to put trust in them. And as Annie was about to take out Gunther, they passed a trap set up by Erwin, and the Titan got impaled by thousands of spikes and was just stuck in place. And now it was time to see who was under the hood. Levi jumped onto its shoulder, taunting it before trying to get to its nape, but it had a hard crystalline structure around it, but his sword couldn't break it. And he was trying, he was picking at it, but the Titan let out a scream, and Levi was like what was that about, shut up, and he punched it on his shoulder or something. But everyone surrounding this Titan started feeling a rumbling. Hey, rumbling. This rumbling started getting louder and louder, and then as it was too late, they realized there was a horde of Titans rushing towards them. They jumped up to the higher branches of the trees, but realized they weren't after them. They were after the Titan caught in the trap, and it began eating he began eating the Titan, and Erwin said, wait, don't let it escape. They don't know like what it is, okay? He said, don't let it escape. And Levi went down to try and like cut through the Titans, but there were just too many. He would literally, he would die. Like, Levi's Levi, but it was way too many Titans to take on. So they watched as the Titan got eaten, and I guess somehow the person inside escaped. So with that plan now thrown out of the window, the Levi squad just had to move on. So they started moving through the forest, but they realized there was someone following them, someone with a hood on. And before it was too late, like Levi went to check it out, but it was too late. They transformed into the female Titan, and Eren decided that he won't wait anymore. Like he waited long enough, and he won't let any danger come to his new team. So Eren stops using his ODM gear and falls to the ground like on his feet. At the same time, the female Titan begins rushing towards him, trying to just stomp him out before he can enter his Titan form, but it's too late. Eren bites into his hand, and with a roar, Eren transforms into Godzilla. But his Titan was substantially shorter, around 40 meters, and if you had watched part 2, Eren does have the ability to regulate how tall or short he can get, but there's a limit. I'll say only 30 meters above or under his original height of 70 meters. Eren, being a bit over twice the size of Annie, starts using his tail to knock her around the forest, and once she's down, Eren steps onto her chest, putting even more pressure down, but Annie screams out, calling for even more Titans than the first time. A horde of 30 to 50 Titans began surrounding Eren. He tries using his tail to knock them away, but they're coming from all directions. So Eren decides to use something short to take them all out, but he can't put too much energy into it or it could destroy his friends in the process. The plates along his tail and back begin lighting up, and sparks coming off his body. Eren lets out a nuclear pulse, disintegrating all the surrounding Titans and the female Titan's body, and some of the trees as well. With that, Izuku's body fell over after the attack, being obviously exhausted, and he came out of the nape. Mikasa showed up, because she saw Eren's Titan form and made her way over there just in time and cut Eren out. Levi, Erwin, and his squad went over to investigate the decaying body of the female Titan, and all that was left was the same crystal that was protecting her nape. But once they looked closer, they could make out a person inside of it. And who was it? Find it. Yeah, you guys already know it. It's Annie. Okay, it's Annie. She's a female Titan. But yeah, that's where I'm going to be leaving this one off. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked it, like. If you like my content in general, why not subscribe? I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next What If.